Welcome into Tom Sox Conversations. Zach Hamilton here with you today, and a very special guest out of Harvard baseball, Mr. Do-It-All, Pat McColl. Pat, how are you doing out there? I believe you're out in California.
Yeah, I'm living at home right now with my parents in Los Altos, California. I'm hanging in there, working out, doing what we can.
It's been a long time since you've been in Charlottesville. It's already been 2 years. Time really flies, I'm sure, as you finished up your time in Harvard. You were drafted by the Oakland Athletics in the 10th round. We'll get to that in a little bit. But try to flash back to your time in Charlottesville in 2018. And really, what was the best memory that you can take away from your time in Charlottesville?
Yeah, I mean, it feels not like 2 years ago now that you say that. I don't know if I have one particular memory, but I just think hanging out with all the guys on that team was awesome. I think that was, for me, my favorite summer ball experience. Obviously, is a little bit easier when you're hitting well, but everyone on the team, I think, really molded together and had a great time. So kind of just hanging out with the guys on and off the baseball field.
And you talk about hanging out with them. Obviously, you had a very close teammate in Jake Allen, that's a teammate with Harvard, in Charlottesville with you over the summer with the Tom Sox. What was it like having a guy that kind of made you feel like maybe like a little piece of Harvard was with you, as opposed to guys that come to an unknown town with a bunch of guys they don't know and have to somehow kind of melt all together?
Yeah, that was super helpful. I actually lived with this family all summer, so it's definitely nice having a host family that you automatically knew you're going to get along with well. It was nice because Jake had actually played for the Tom Sox, a couple years before here and there. So it was just kind of good having a little background there. And then Jake unfortunately got hurt that summer, so he didn't even get to play at all, but still was good buddies with a lot of guys on the team and would hang out with us, come to all the games. So yeah, definitely having Jake was a great piece of that summer.
There was a lot of other players there that had great summers. Dom D'Alessandro from George Washington was probably the most notable hitter besides yourself. Two of you really were in the top two categories in every offensive category. You had the best batting average that summer, by the way. Also had the lead in triples that summer in Charlottesville. But what was it like getting to be around guys that you probably didn't know, but you were able to probably pick up things from them? What kind of things did you take? Hey, that guy does this. That's kind of cool. Maybe I should work that into my repertoire as well.
Yeah, I mean, in baseball, the better talent you're around, you're going to kind of pick things up from that. Dom was more of a power hitting first baseman, and at least my summer in Charlottesville, especially the first half of the summer, I was high average, like you said, but I wasn't really getting as many doubles and home runs as much as I wanted. So kind of just seeing the way that Dom attacked the baseball and swinging really hard, I really took that into my year at Harvard, and had a lot higher power numbers. So
You hit the 12 home runs at Harvard your last year there in Massachusetts before getting drafted by the Athletics. What has it been like since getting drafted and now working in professional baseball?
it's been definitely a not conventional start to my pro career. I actually broke my wrist in my last college game. So last summer, I kind of was at our minor league facility in Arizona, but didn't get to play at all. I was just rehabbing, kind of learning how to be a pro player, and then was really excited to come out this spring. I went down early for spring training, was feeling great down there, and of course that got shut down. So haven't actually played a professional baseball game yet, but still training, still trying to get better, and eventually see what happens.
What has it been like through this COVID situation as far as keeping up your training, the conversations with the Athletics? Is it daily conversations? Are they checking you every once in a while? How's that kind of work?
Yeah, it at the beginning it was, I'd have two or three different guys contacting me every week. It's slowed down a little bit now that we know there's not going to be a season, and organizations are kind of shuffling with exactly what they're going to do with guys. I have a pretty good setup here where I have a little makeshift gym in the backyard and I have a tee and stuff I can hit off of. But it's definitely, going through times you have to find motivation when you don't have a set date yet you're training for. So I've tried to talk with other, former Harvard teammates or A's teammates who are in the same situation, just to try and get their point of view and, keep going.
When you were in Charlottesville, obviously you were great on the field and off the field for the Tom Sox, but also you had an internship with Apex Clean Energy. What's it like to be able to play baseball through a whole summer, learn a lot on the field, but then also have an internship off the field that's allowed you to develop in your field?
I think that was huge. Partially baseball wise, I think it helped. I think that sometimes in summer balls, you get in a town where you don't know anyone and it can be a little bit boring. And if all you have is baseball, then, you tend to focus too much on it and it can detract from your play on the field. I think that having somewhere separate to go every morning and get my mind off of baseball a little bit made it, for me, I came to the field every day with a positive mindset, like, yay, I get to come play baseball rather than, that's the only thing on your plate. Sometimes it can get a little down. And then for me, I mean, I ended up getting drafted, so I didn't have to worry about getting a job after college. But definitely having that background is huge because a lot of guys don't get that if all you do is play summer ball every summer. So I think that was great.
It's always nice to have that to fall back on for sure. Now, a little bit more of a fun question here as we're wrapping up. Valley League has a bunch of different fields, a lot of different dimensions, a lot of different fan types. Which was your favorite park to hit at in the Valley League, and was it Seville Weekly?
Not Seville Weekly. Seville Weekly was a fun place to play, but the ball didn't travel so far there. I think it was Waynesboro was my favorite play. I think I hit 2 home runs there in like 3 games we played. The fences are a little short, but those definitely cleared by a long shot. So I'd have to say that was my favorite park.
Yeah, Waynesboro with the shorter fences. I remember calling a few of your home runs, and really you got the nickname from us, at least in Tom Sox TV, is Do It All Pat McColl, because literally whatever the situation was, whether it was bases loaded or no one on, you always just have a knack for doing whatever was that situation, which was really cool for us to watch as well. Is there anything that you would like the fans of Charlottesville to know? Obviously, they didn't get this year's version of the Tom Sox, and no one across the country really is getting that baseball fix this year. But what should fans look forward to in the next generation of Tom Sox players? Why is supporting Charlottesville Tom Sox such an important thing?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that having Charlottesville in that summer really helped propel me towards my season that I had at Harvard and ultimately getting drafted. I think without having this summer here, I don't know if I'd be in this situation. So definitely keep trying supporting guys. I mean, we had Dom get drafted too, Zach Ching. So like for a league that's not as popular as the Cape Cod League or other summer leagues like that, to be able to get guys drafted out of here just shows how well the Tom Sox is run, why we need to keep supporting that whenever we can get back.
Can see you repping the Tom Sox hat there all the way out in California. Got to rep no matter what. All right, Pat, thanks for joining us. Remember, fans, make sure you follow and watch the Valley League as well as the Tom Sox on all their social media channels on YouTube. Check it out, set up alerts so you know when we're live on the air next. And thank you again, Pat, for joining us all the way from California.
Thanks, Zach.